Attention, inhabitants of Earth, disembodied spirits, transdimensional beings, the CIA, the NSA, the Atlanta Braves, and everyone else. Welcome to I'll Ask the Questions. I'll be your host and Grand Quizler, Bryce Frizzle McKnight. I have formed a panel of experts who will help me answer the who, what, where, when, and how of our shared existence. Each week, they will provide the answers, and I'll ask the questions. Let's meet our panel of experts. Ricky, Cool Breeze Grassy.
I'm gonna need to see your dicks.
Mike, Big Dog Bauer.
That wasn't a dream about wanting to see you guys' dicks.
Roger, Motherfucker Jones.
That's my penis.
Brad, OG Champ Keeper.
I love poop jokes.
Kevin, Sea-Dog Wilcox.
So that's why he looks like a giant scrotum.
Yeah. And of course, our special guest, Justin Red Dog McKnight.
Especially because I personally am a fart ventriloquist.
That one.
That one's your mic. You're taking Brad's mic.
Brad Bear's mic.
Brad OG Champ Bear.
Brad, OG champ. Chimp.
How's that?
Chimp.
Oh, that's better.
Oh, yeah.
Let's get
That's
him out.
perfect.
Eat the mic.
Eat the microphone.
I like our motto being eat the mic.
Eat the mic.
Eat the microphone.
Whatever you do.
Eat the mic.
microphone.
Please eat the mic.
What's a
Eat the
microphone?
mic.
Justin, can you speak up a bit?
Yes, can you hear me now?
Yeah. I can hear
that
you. It's
good?
just kind of quiet.
Is that good?
Could you scream the entire podcast?
No, I did not.
No, could you?
I
would
could.
prefer you.
I could actually look like I'm screaming, but I'm really
Whisper
not.
it. Yeah.
I can hear him.
He's just opening his mouth wider.
Testing.
I wish I had like a button for
Testes.
mute.
Yeah.
Just bit.
Testes.
Turn him off.
Well, yeah, that's funny,
Anyway,
Testes.
he still thinks he's...
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Nice.
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 Nice as ice. Noise, Bryce.
So he has 2 hours left
moist
to complete
voice.
this puzzle?
Yes, that's correct.
It's not going to happen.
What is that, a
Yeah,
thousand
it's not
pieces?
gonna happen at
Yeah,
all.
you got the wrong
Thousand.
puzzle.
This fucking son of a bitch. 1 in a million. I have 1 in a million of finishing this puzzle.
Oh,
1 in
you're
a million
fucked, buddy.
chance. Yeah.
It's not going to happen for you.
We're ready to start.
It's okay. I'm gonna.
Okay, we're in it. You guys all.
I'll be back.
You guys all fired up. You
I
can't
must
go
plug
anywhere.
The dolphin.
God,
What are you
We're
doing?
dolphin.
every time
what's he
with
doing?
this guy.
That's
Every
the
time.
dolphin.
I don't know what he's doing.
No, nobody goes into a big match without flogging the dolphin.
What?
He just thinks the rules don't apply to him.
Dude.
know?
Flogging the
I'm back.
dolphin.
Flug the dolphin.
what does
you
that
never
mean?
go on a date without flogging the dolphin.
Oh, he
You
is
know,
not
rubbing
talking
one
about
out.
urinating.
Is that
He
like
is-
when you know you're going to have
flogging.
sex, so you
Yeah.
jack off first?
Like
Is that what you're
practicing?
saying?
Flogging the dolphin?
Yes.
Flogging.
Yeah,
Flogging
you
the
flog,
dolphin?
flog the dolphin.
Flug?
You know a flog?
Flog it.
Oh, flogging the dolphin. Okay.
Who doesn't
Yeah,
practice
flog
mini
the
putt
dolphin.
before
Spanking the monkey?
Yeah.
Is that what he's talking about?
hitting 18 holes? You know?
Never go into a big date.
I had that backfire
without
once.
flogging the dolphin.
Yeah,
18
it's actually
holes.
terrible.
Like I called it too close, you know? Like I thought.
And you had nothing left?
Dude, I had nothing left. She got there and I was like, I can't. Can we watch this movie first? She's like, I don't want to watch the movie. I was like,
Netflix and
"Aw."
chill.
Why are you chugging water?
Yeah. Like, what's going on?
It's vodka.
He's got a sippy cup.
Yeah.
All right, let's start.
Okay.
Episode 4.
All right.
Here we are. I guess we didn't really start off on a bad note this time. It was kind of goofy. I wasn't expecting to start, but Brad's dead. Brad died.
R.I.P. Brad.
I'm noticing like a phenomenon with our show, with the shirt. Ricky didn't wear the shirt the first episode.
That's right.
Mike died next week. Luckily, Mike came back to life.
I did.
But
I was
Brad didn't wear the
resuscitated.
shirt last week. Now Brad is dead.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I
So,
see this.
I think the
Ricky's dead next week is what you're
no,
saying?
because Ricky's too cool for the curse.
Oh,
to
he's
affect
Cool
him.
Breeze.
He's Cool
That's
Breeze.
Cool
So he
Breeze.
blew right
He
into Mike.
avoids
Yes.
the curse.
And
So there's 2 at risk.
Kevin's
people at
probably
this
going to
dead-
die next.
It'll probably be Kevin.
Yeah.
Or Kevin's killing somebody.
R.I.P. Kevin.
I'm
I'm
happy I've got everybody's
Actually,
support.
if I'm looking around the table, Kevin, I had to peg somebody for a serial killer. Probably be you.
This is the serial killer starter kit.
Yeah.
It's always the quiet
It's
one.
a fucking skull cap.
Oh man. So, anyways,
It's patriotic.
can you turn up my headphones a little bit? Do you know
Good
which
luck
one that
finding
is?
out which one of
It's
Which
those.
like
number
the
are
third
you?
one to the left, I think. Yeah, try that one.
This one right
Hello.
Let's just see what happens.
Hello. Nothing.
Hello.
Anybody else's?
Oh, I'm great.
No,
mine's still
I've
good.
been messing with mine since I sat down.
Mine's still good.
My
Okay.
microphone's Justin, not my.
I can
Dolphin?
deal like
Yeah.
this probably.
His ears.
Are you
point
too
right
loud?
No, it's a little like quiet.
You probably need to plug
That's
the
me.
dolphin.
No, that's not me.
All right, we're gonna get in
Dial.
We
We
should
should have
put
done
a-
this before.
I pledge allegiance to the flag.
That's pretty good.
Is that you?
I think that's me.
Jacques Cousteau
Sounds better.
and Picasso.
Anyways, let's start off the story session.
Okay.
That was a cursed T-shirt. Mike, how did Brad die? Actually, let's start with Brad's story.
So I've actually received message from the beyond. He's only kind of dead. He actually, what's the terminology here? He's with the Mayans now.
Oh,
He was doing some
he transcended.
post podcast research and came across some new data, and he vibrated into the ninth insight. You know,
Sweet.
He's-
Wow.
Nice.
So he's there doing some.
Third eye.
So he didn't really die. He just sort of transitioned.
Third eye.
You know, they
Transition.
don't really have a word for it, but I'm sure he'll be back soon
eye.
to explain it all to us.
I hope so. It's going to be
I'm
a hard
looking
show without
forward
Brad.
to it.
But in his place, we brought in beekeepers Bearsley.
Okay,
Mr. Beekeepers.
Mr. Beekeepers.
Yep.
Nice.
Nice. I thought when you said
Beekeepers.
that, like he was going to have like some sort of tragic beekeeping accident where he just got stung to death.
Big
Or...
Bear
coincidental.
beekeepers.
Okay,
Wherever he is now, I hope he's getting laid for the first time in a year.
first time in a year.
Nice.
All
He's
right.
got well. He needs to
If I
plug
had to
the
guess.
dolphin.
I don't feel it.
He's got a new
All right.
baby. I don't know.
He definitely should have plugged the dolphin before his trip.
No.
No, it's you got to get that out of your head.
PETA is pissed at you right now.
Yeah, you can't hurt dolphins, dude.
True. Good point.
All right, my story this week is a 3 a.m. in the morning call story of a guy who got into a drunken knife fight. So this guy was out drinking in a bar, got into a knife fight, evidently got eviscerated. His colon, small bowel, mesentery, or omentum started leaking out of him. So this guy decides to pack it all back in, put duct tape over it, go to the next bar.
It's a secret weapon.
Wow.
And this guy was hammered when he's in the ER. I don't like his blood alcohol is like 1 million. You know, it's just like totally trashed. And he gets into the OR, and I see this guy laying there, and they still got duct tape on him. They pull the duct tape off, and all his guts come out. just
Awesome.
like there. And so we had to, run the bowel, pull it out, make sure there was no nicks, no internal bleeding of any considerable amount, and sew him back up. And he's just like got in a knife fight and kept drinking.
Wow.
Kept partying.
You
on.
guys never done that?
No.
No, I have no knife injuries.
What a
Where would-
badass.
This was in Leadville, Colorado.
Oh,
You
okay.
have no knife injuries.
I have surgical, but
Oh,
yeah, no serious with knife injuries. Like I've cut myself and stuff before.
wow.
One time I was tarpon fishing and I was like tying the leader onto the pole, and you cut the excess off, usually with like nail clippers. But I used a knife. We hit a boat and I gashed my thumb, and that thing bled and bled and bled.
I could have sworn you've been stabbed.
No,
Really? You just
Yes,
look like
you've
a
been
guy who's
stabbed
been
in the
stabbed.
shoulder.
I look
wasn't
like a
me.
guy you want to stab, probably.
You were stabbed
never
in the
been
shoulder with a
stabbed.
steak knife.
No, no, I have
No?
not.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's surprising.
Thought maybe so. I would have.
Does he look like he should
It's
have
not
been
that I-
stabbed?
I'll ask a question.
It's
So I
not that
look
I
like I
like
should be
it.
stabbed?
No, it's not that I wanna stab
Looks
you,
like
you
somebody
know.
you'd want to shank.
Some
Like
things
it
I
could
know,
have happened.
Some things I know about your life, and that's a situation you could have been stabbed in.
Wasn't stabbed. I was sliced.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
Yes.
Yeah.
Slivered.
That wasn't, I guess, really stabbed.
Slivered.
But knife injury, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks, Ricky.
See, I knew I wasn't.
Man, I had
Totally
like locked
crazy.
that out of my memory, and now it's back. I don't know how I'm
welcome.
going to deal with this psychologically.
Sorry.
Careful, Ricky does have an ability to plant false memories. I'm still not sure. I'm still unsure
You've never really been
if
camping with
if I
Ricky, have you?
penised that gum or not. It sounds like we've come clean, but I don't know if he also convinced the confessor. It's too deep.
Yeah.
Don't let him plant false memories
Yeah.
on you. It
All
is
right.
possible.
Okay.
Mike does so many tricks and gags to people at work that he loses track of them. So somebody got him one day,
Yeah.
and I tried to convince him that it was himself and that
That
he
he-
just
and
couldn't
just forgot
he
about
just
it?
couldn't remember it. And he spent like a couple of days, like a solid 2 days,
I was losing sleep.
sort of agonizing over this whole thing.
Okay.
It made me
I'm
feel
still
really good.
unsure.
Justin, what's your story? Let's start with you.
My story goes back to it's probably 2 months ago, and I was working with this guy, and I mean, he was on some stuff. I don't even know
You
what
are
the
a
hell
chef,
he was on.
for
He
the
was
record,
on.
correct?
Yes, I have
You
pants.
you have the pants to prove it. New pants this week, everybody.
That's where
Shark
the
pants.
pants are coming
Every
from.
time.
Shark pants, baby.
Shark pants. Okay, cool.
How does that
Shark
correlate
pants.
to being a chef?
Yeah. Where's the?
I don't get the correlation
So-
between the fancy pants and chefing.
It makes me feel alive.
Whatever you got to do, man. All right.
Yeah.
Anyways,
me
your
wanna
story.
dance.
What was your story again?
So it was like 2 months ago. I was working with this cat. He was on, I'm guessing, I don't even want to guess, honestly. He was effed up. He's fucked up.
Was he like a sous chef or a
And-
server? Or
Yeah, he was supposed to be like a sous chef, saute. He was trying to become a sous chef, assistant sous chef, whatever for me. And this cat couldn't cook for shit. He couldn't cook shit.
Okay.
Everything I ate of his tastes like garbage. Anyway, he's cutting some peppers on the slicer, one of our slicers. And come to find out, at the time, I didn't think anything of it because he comes outside. I'm talking to the boss or whatever, and we're having a conversation. And he's like, "Hey, I need to talk to you." I'm like, "All right, give me a minute." 10 minutes roll by, comes back outside. He's like, "Hey, man, I need to talk to you real quick." And I'm like, "Okay, I'll be right up." And he's like, "All right." And so he finally comes back out like 5 minutes later, and he's like, "Hey, I got a serious emergency." And I'm like, "Oh shit." And of course the boss is like, "Hey, your shift, I'm out." So I go upstairs, and this son of a bitch had lopped off half his fucking thumb.
Oh,
I mean,
long ways.
from here.
We can't see
Yeah,
your
through
thumb.
here.
nobody
We
can see
cannot
that.
I
see your
wish I
thumb.
could give you
There,
Sorry.
that's better.
through here,
Okay.
the middle of the nail, all the way down across, like
Through the
almost
nail.
to his knuckle,
Through the nail.
Yeah.
Okay, that hurts.
through the top, like at
Stings.
an angle, and a big chunk. And it was clean. So when he did it, it was the thing was so sharp, it was so clean, it never really like the actual piece we found. It never bled.
Well, it probably bled
So
out.
explain that.
The piece
the actual
that had
piece
blood in it
itself?
probably bled out. Yeah,
Okay, but I mean, we picked it up and we could
that's gross.
look. It was awesome.
All right, that's one way to
fantastic.
describe it, I guess. Awesome.
It was awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah,
and so
he
you were
like-
down a sous chef and you had to do even more work
Yeah,
because this guy was on drugs and cut his
Yeah.
thumb off.
Is this at
yeah, it was awesome, but it was really
Applebee's?
cool. And
I'll
he
ask
sent me a
questions.
picture.
Was this
3
at
days.
Applebee's? What is in that salad, anyways?
No, can't disclose where it's at.
Okay,
Oh, okay.
fair enough.
That's okay, I guess.
Chili's?
Okay, good story.
How many microwaves?
How many microwaves?
0.
0.
We have 0 microwaves
Wow.
and 0 fryers.
Okay.
Okay.
Good.
All right.
Yeah.
Wow, no fryers.
Farm to table.
All right.
Farm to table.
Is this restaurant in your house?
So he didn't say it was a good restaurant.
Is this restaurant in your house? I'll ask the questions.
It is not.
Okay.
Okay.
It's close by. It's Outback.
It's
all right.
Outback.
All right.
See what
So
I
it's not
did
in the
there?
house. It's
All right.
Outback.
It's funny.
Outback.
Ricky, lift us up. What's your story?
All right. So Wednesday night, I'm Outback Steakhouse with my wife.
Another restaurant story back to back. I
Yeah.
like it.
How did that
it's
work
right
out?
around the
I
corner.
mean-
It's like 0.6 miles from.
I'm
where
just
I live.
setting
It's
you
really
up, babe.
close. And they were like really busy, so we sit at the bar, on like a little high top 2-seater, whatever. And our waiter comes over, and he's got to be like 6'6", like 270.
Large motherfucker.
Huge,
Dang.
huge guy, right? But he talks like fucking Lenny from Of Mouse and Men. So I'm immediately
Nice.
thinking like
He's special,
something,
maybe?
there's something going
Yeah.
on, you know,
Okay.
something's happening.
Some's not there.
Great reference.
On top of that, dude's got fucking a bad case of Tourette's, and he's ticking like a like,
Not just swearing Tourette's, but like
it's not like the funny swear word Tourette's. It's just like he walks up to the table and he goes, "Ah." I almost thought it was Joe for a minute, you know, like borderline.
Who's
like,
Joe?
Joe is Mike's former
roommate.
and he had a lot going on mentally too.
okay.
But anyway, so the server's like having a hard time. And I guess my wife's a librarian by trade and she deals with like kids a lot and stuff. And she just goes into like teacher mode and starts like babying this guy through the like, and I'll have and I'd like it cooked medium rare, which means, and the guy's like, and I'm like, fuck me, dude. Like, this is bad. Because now the guy's like getting super red, and like I can tell it's
He's
an
like
issue.
getting embarrassed.
And he's like in his head about it and the whole thing. And
Everybody knows.
He's like thinking suicidal.
so he
thoughts.
takes our app order and our drink order, and it comes out and it's not our stuff. And we're like, no, dude. Like, and he's just like this. And now I'm like really just kind of feeling bad for the guy. Dude quits his fucking shift.
Right then and there.
He takes his apron off
Wow.
and walks out.
Your wife
yeah.
broke him.
So my wife's an evil human being for doing that to this poor man who was just trying to do his
Oh,
job.
I think it's great.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So then the bartender starts helping us, and she's fine. But yeah, I've never seen that before.
Wow.
Right on the
The guy
spot.
was having such a hard time, and I feel
Man.
bad for him.
I worked with a surgeon. I don't know if he had Tourette's or not, but he definitely had a nervous tick.
Yeah?
And he was an a-hole. Like, this guy had no tolerance for anything. Like, you give him the wrong instrument, he'd, throw it on the floor and be like, that's not right, and whatever. And he would, like, have this, like, he'd just be, like, something would go wrong, and he'd just step back and start ticking like that.
Well-
It's the weirdest thing. And then his PA would always, like, put out the fires. And so she had to be a bigger dick to make sure everything went right, and then he calmed down. And
With this sample
the
size
surgery.
of 2 that we now have, I think that all people with Tourette's have short fuses and will get
can-
very
Yeah.
angry and
I
quit.
kind of get it,
Tourette sounds fun, but could he have been
does.
having a stroke?
No, I don't
It
think
sounds
so.
it sounds like he was.
This is Mike's new nursing experience going to work.
Yeah, not
I'm
everything's about
recognizing
nursing, Mike.
some stroke-like symptoms on your potentially Touretted.
Nah, I'm choosing to believe he had Tourette's.
He didn't quit.
Okay.
He died.
Tourette's it is.
Yeah,
All right.
that's my story.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, Ricky. Mike, what's your
a good
expert
story.
story of the week?
To
Besides
keep
Brad's death.
to keep a trend going, this one also involves my roommate, just like the last one did for
Joe?
a moment. So, last week we had a wonderful podcast here, and my question was, who is William Cooper? Which happens to be
Which you gave a great answer to, by the way.
great audio biography of him. He wrote this wonderful
Oh my
book,
gosh, you brought the book.
Oh,
Behold
nice.
a Pale Horse. Well, this is my story. So, my current roommate, Becky, works at a Barnes & Noble up
Yes,
in Jacksonville. And before I ever put in... Before I ever did the episode last week, I had asked her, is this book available? Because I'd like to actually have it for the podcast. And the answer was no. It's not on the roster. It's not something that we carry. And she knows every book in that place.
Yeah.
Hands down. And the same day as our podcast, we leave here. I go home, doing my thing, playing a game, doing whatever. And she texts me a picture of the book.
Plug an adult.
And she goes, you'll never guess what just happened. And I went, what's that? She goes, some crazy lady comes in here asking me for some book on UFOs or the Illuminati or something. And she goes, I know exactly what book you're talking about. I see it every day. Walks into the back of the store to where that book is. That book is not there. This book is in its place. It is not a book that Barnes & Noble sells.
This is the one on US 1, the Barnes & Noble?
This is the one up in Mandarin.
Oh, okay.
So, not supposed to be in the store. She's looked for me. She knows the previous book. Somebody took that crazy book and swapped
Replaced it with a crazier one.
with this book, and it landed in my lap. But a few hours after we spent all day talking about it, I spent
Crazy.
Yeah. So, I don't believe in a lot of coincidences. I think that's some big energy.
that's pretty crazy.
We're in the apex of some serious stuff.
We're in
here,
a
guys.
vortex of like something huge.
I think all of that is stemming from this table that we find ourselves sitting at right now.
We're sending waves of energy out,
We're making crazy happen.
altering space time.
Dropping the boogie.
The reason I asked if it was in the Barnes & Noble on US 1 and over here in St. Augustine is because I had a strange experience in there one time. You know, I'm into this conspiracy shit. This is largely the book that got me into this weird stuff. And so, you know, I'm like, obviously run into the Freemasons and you want to learn about what are these guys up to. And so I was in there looking in the section and there's Freemason books. I thought I was in the store by myself with nobody around. And I'm looking down, I take a book out and I get this tap on the shoulder and I look over and there's a dude standing there all of a sudden. And, you know, he's like dressed like I dress, kind of shabby, like he's going to the beach, baseball hat. And he's like, you want to know about the Freemasons? You want to read this book. And I think it was called Bloodlines in Freemasonry. I don't remember the title, but something along those lines. It kind of told the history about it from somebody allegedly on the inside. And it was a fascinating book. It's a very good book. But this guy pulls out his card. He's like, yeah, I'm a Freemason. You know, there's nothing to this stuff. He shows me his Freemason card, and he's like, no big deal. And he shakes my hand. I'm like, cool, man. And I'm like, all right, I'll get it. And I look up, he's gone. It's disappeared. And I read that book, and that book blew my mind too. Man. And
Wow.
that's where I got my second copy of Pale Horse, because I lost the first one, and I eventually lost the second one. So good luck keeping that.
Bryce, this is for you, man.
Really?
The universe brought it back
Dude.
to you. The universe
Wow.
brought it back to your
Look at that.
doorstep.
Sweet.
Yep.
Do you want to read it first? I've already read it.
I've read some.
He's
I did a
running
lot
off.
of research on it. I got the blow by blow.
Okay.
Anybody, feel free to.
Roger will read it.
I forgot my glasses.
Well, you don't have to
You
read
have
it
to read it
now.
right now.
No, I'm not taking it.
Oh,
Read it.
I was
Read
gonna-
it.
I
Bring it
was
to
waiting
work.
for a
I'll
story
read it.
time.
I've read it like twice now.
Oh, okay.
Give it a read.
You don't want it?
If nobody wants the
I'll
book,
take
I'll
it.
take it.
I'll take it when you're
I'll
done with
read
it.
it.
I would like to have
Okay.
that copy again. Yeah.
Roger's like my ghost of Christmas past. Like,
Okay.
Every time I'm like, this is it, huh? This is what's gonna happen. Can't fucking read anything without my glasses.
yeah, you're fucked.
Gotta go pee every 30 minutes.
Yeah. About age 40. That's
I
when
hear
it
those
kicks in.
chains jingling
It
already.
only gets worse, dude.
Yeah.
I play the Ghost of Christmas Future
Enjoy that head of hair, man. I
Yeah.
hope you keep that.
Exactly.
I'm so jealous
Yeah.
of that thing.
forever.
Like, man, they got this nice shiny
it
spot
starts,
back here.
It starts to creak back.
Oh yeah.
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 It's bad.
It's fuego.
It's okay.
All right. Thanks, Mike, for your story. Excellent job. Roger, hit me. What's your story?
Just out of the blue, I got to think of one.
Okay.
So,
Nice.
moving to Florida, let me start over. In my backyard, there is a sewer tank that has a pump at the bottom of it. We didn't have those in Oklahoma. When I bought the house, I was like, hey, what's that thing with the light sticking up out of the ground? I didn't know what it was. Guy says, oh, that's your grinder pump tank. He said, if that light ever goes off, call the plumber because you're going to need to. Okay, whatever. 4 or 5 years go by. Have not ever had a problem. Go outside one morning out on the porch, and I smell like propane, like someone has left the propane grill on. You know that smell. And I'm searching around, and I look at the grill. Everything's cool. I go into my yard, and it's just moist. And I'm like, wow, that's weird, and it's kind of stinky. But this
Moisture.
light isn't on it, and everything in the house, you know, the toilet's flush, the drains are draining, and everything's going good. And I think it was either later that day, it became like a swampy sewer
Like a shit pond in
mess.
your backyard.
Yeah, I mean, it was just this
Shit box.
sludge of raw sewer.
Yum.
Long story short, the alarm thing never goes off. I got to call the Public Works guy, call the septic tank guy. They come out. The Public Works guy has to close the valve that is the city's main line.
This is what the pump is pumping your shit to.
Yeah, I've screwed this story up. You'll figure it out when I'm done.
It's okay.
Okay.
So the septic pump guy comes out and digs up my yard to the tank. It's got this concrete lid, and this tank is about half the size of this table and 5 feet deep. It's a pit of hell.
Okay.
And it's got this pump at the bottom, and coming off the pump is a PVC.
Churning.
A what?
It's churning.
It's no. So
Okay.
coming off the pump is a PVC pipe that goes up and then tees out to the city main thing.
Gotcha.
And I guess in Florida, if you're at sea level, there's not enough gravity to take your plumbing, your drainage, whatever
From
away.
here to there without a little boost.
So you got to have a pump to pump it to the main pump, whatever.
And it's got to chop up any solids and
Yeah. Anyway, so that junction where it tees into the city main breaks, and so I've got the whole blocks
Shit.
raw
in your backyard.
Oh yeah, it was
Dude.
fucking awful. It was
Oh,
a mess.
shit.
It's a terrible story.
Yeah. No, I'm not done yet.
Okay.
So the guy's, he's like, hey, sir, do you have a piece of cardboard I can lay on so I can get that? Because he's doing plumbing in this muck. Like, yeah, guy, let me get you. So I got him some cardboard and like a moving mat and made a real comfortable thing. And I'm thinking, man, this guy's thinking he's got a shitty job.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I said, man, I know you think you got a shitty job, but I do cystoscopies every Tuesday, and I got to hold a strange man's penis all day long.
Nice.
You upped him. Dude.
Oh, yeah, he
Like,
loved it. He was
you
like,
got
oh,
nothing.
okay, yeah.
One up
win.
Roger over there.
Yeah. Sorry,
that's
it's
I know where I'm going.
I told you
to get
guys I was
bugs.
unprepared
It's
for
either
today's
eternal
episode.
stench or like eternal shame.
Yeah, exactly.
What's
Yeah.
worse?
I had,
Yeah. But
I have a question.
I gave
Okay.
that guy.
What's your question? I'll ask the questions.
When you're holding another dude's Johnson all
Yeah,
day,
yeah.
Where
Well,
do
it's
you-
not all day, but
where do you
it's-
look?
Does
Do you
it get
just look
hard?
down
Oh,
at that
no,
point?
right?
Are you
It's-
staring
in
it
his
right in the
eye?
eye? Just
I would.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
that's
right
probably
there.
why you have such a hard
You
staring
time.
got to
at
prep
it.
it out. I mean,
So
you know.
you're
Yeah.
manhandling it.
Yeah.
He's doing the Lord's work.
you're a better man than me, Roger.
Well,
Has it ever firmed in your hand?
no.
I'll ask the questions,
Thank you.
and I'm not going to ask that one.
But about 3 weeks ago, I came across the biggest.
Oh, hammer.
I'm surprised you guys didn't hear about it.
I know.
No.
I love this story for
Yeah.
one simple fact. 2 of you were in that room. You were in that room?
Yes.
And Amy was in that room. And you both came and told me the
Man.
same different story.
The guy was
Same story, different details.
Yeah.
Different size. They both walked out and went, damn, that guy got... And he goes, that's the biggest one I've ever seen. And I didn't press. And Amy comes out and goes, there's a big nigga out named Shane. And I was
And
like...
the whole surgery center heard it because she
Right.
talks very loud.
Yeah. She was thinking it too loud and I could hear it.
She's
And so I go, Amy, how big are we talking? And she goes, 14 inches. And so now I'm like, this chick
They had
can't-
John Holmes
this
in there.
Somebody's been lying to her. Like
No, this
there's-
dude, he was deformed. Go ahead.
Right. So then I'm like, now I got to know the objective truth because a guy is going to know a little bit more honest answer
All right.
than. So I go, Roger, how big was that? And he was like 8, 9. He's like, it was wild. So I'm just
Flaccid.
saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it,
Oh, I'm not.
Wow.
2 pounds.
It's impressive.
Wow.
Wildly
Did
impressive.
they have to get a longer scope?
No.
Okay.
No.
Yeah,
Scope made
things
it
only-
clear.
All coming together.
Yeah.
But
all
I
come
just
together.
liked the contrast between what Amy thought 14
Yeah, that's
inches
pretty
was.
good.
Okay.
And
And,
when-
Roger's honest,
To be fair,
objective opinion.
it's our own fault.
Very
We've
good
pre
point.
it, you know. My wife is convinced this is 8 inches.
Yeah.
You know.
No, honey, I swear. That's a foot. That's a
eight.
foot long.
Yeah, yeah. I'll never measure it in front of her,
It's
but
3 inches above average.
Anyway, so if you guys have one of those tanks in your backyard, it's a nightmare. And
Make sure you have
expensive.
a working grinder pump.
Yeah. Yes.
That sounds
Or a
horrible.
It
little
was
leprechaun that sits
terrible.
down there and eats it.
How long did it take before the stench was gone?
Weeks.
After it was fixed?
Oh yeah, weeks. And that part of the yard grows great.
I bet it does.
Yeah.
It's like green as green
Yeah.
gets.
The real moral I learned from your story, Roger, is if I see someone having a bad day, I'm just going to make sure they know I grab dicks.
Yeah. You know, something
You
like
know,
that. Oh, dude, I hooked
Are you,
up-
are you
I
in that
up-
club now, Mike? Now that you're a nurse,
I
putting in
have-
catheters and
I
things.
have grabbed
It's coming up.
a handful. Usually
At
my
work?
Usually my at work.
Okay, gotcha.
Usually my grabs don't last more than 20 to 30 seconds.
it's about how long I last.
Yeah, that's
That's
about,
all it takes.
That's,
Okay.
that's
You're making it sound very traumatic.
no, you just prep it out in the OR. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
very
Yeah, pump it
professional.
up.
Yeah,
I
it's very professional.
Yeah. Brad, what's your story? Oh, you died.
You didn't make it.
Kevin, what's your story?
Wah, wah, wah.
Well, I've got a Navy story.
Oh, all right. I like this.
And this happened a long time ago, about 1988. So from my first deployment.
Okay.
Okay. And my ship would go to sea for about 6 months.
What type of ship were you on?
Guided missile frigate.
Ooh.
So it's considered a small ship. There's only about 400 people on it.
Okay.
Maybe not even that much. Anyway, first deployment to the Persian Gulf. We were on our way home, so it was in Charleston, and as you can imagine, we pulled into a town in Spain called Malaga. Well, there's nothing to do in Malaga; it's just a port town. So we went to me and some buddies, got off the ship for the evening, went out to go party, have some fun. The next day, we were going home. We were leaving the Med to go back to Charleston.
Okay.
Had to be back on the boat at 0800. Had to be. It's not like a cruise ship where you can just fly somewhere. If you miss ship's movement,
Bye-bye.
you get kicked out.
Wow.
That's
Wow.
it. Yeah. It's not like
And you become a Spaniard at that point.
yeah, well, you got to do something. But anyway, we went to this tourist town called Terramolinas and ended up in this bar called the Four Aces that was owned by some Australian family. And if you can imagine a bar, it's a long, thin room with a bench on the left-hand side and tables sticking out from the bench, and the bar's on the right-hand side. So I was with my friend Scott and a couple other friends, and we're sitting there, and I was sitting on the bench side. And we noticed, and for a little context, Scott had just had a bad breakup before the cruise. So at that point, he either really wanted to know what was going on with his girlfriend or he hated all women. So sitting next to us at this table were two other girls, and they were very cute girls. And again, I'm in my 20s. So a little bit more hair, a lot less weight. And Scott was sitting kind of next to me. So I'm on the bench and he's sitting here. And we're playing this drinking game called the Four Aces. And we're also drinking at the same time. So liquid courage becomes a part of this. And I had noticed out of the corner of my eye that these girls would have guys come up, sit down next to them, and within 5 minutes they'd be gone. The guys would be gone. So they're obviously shooting them down. Every couple minutes, somebody else would try to sit down, pick up on them. Notice a couple guys from the ship's doing it.
Not interested.
Nope, they weren't into it. So Scott's poking me in the ribs half the time saying, hey, ask him to join the game. Ask him to join it. I was like, no, they're shooting everybody down. What do you think? So finally I had enough, and I turned and looked at the girls and I said, hey, you guys want to join us? And they're like, no, thanks. I was like, all right, fuck you then.
Oh, Kevin.
Nice.
Not 10 minutes later,
delivery.
they had scooted
They
over
loved
and
it.
were
They
joining the
love
game.
that shit.
Oh, man. You see your mouth? I want you to shut it.
Yeah, shut the fuck up.
Well,
Yes,
it
what can I
gets
do?
better.
Oh no.
Scott and I both go to their hotel.
Okay.
Now,
Cool.
again, this is Torremolinos. Not quite sure where it's at. We had to take a cab to get there. Have no idea where these girls' rooms are. I don't know what happened to Scott. He ended up with this girl. And here I am later on, and I'm looking up, and I'm like, it's getting bright out.
It's time to
I got a
leave.
fucking hour to figure out how to get to the ship, or I'm not going home. So, long story, go downstairs, call the cab. Hopefully the guy speaks English. Cab comes, but before the cab comes, I'm sweating bullets because I have no idea where I'm at. Don't speak the language. And this girl's standing there, and she's like, well, you get in trouble if you don't make it back? And I was like, oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
pretty
I'm in a
much.
lot of trouble if I don't. She's like, well, don't go. Just come back to Britain with me.
Whoa.
No idea.
How would Kevin's life have turned
Kevin.
out if he
I
hadn't
like
made
that.
that?
Damn.
Well, here's the thing. After 30 days of being off your command, you're considered a deserter. And then your name goes into an international database in this country.
Okay.
So if I'm driving to work one day, coming to the hospital after this incident, and I hadn't been, if I was a deserter, and I get a speeding ticket, they run my name, that'll pop up, they'll arrest me, take me to federal prison where I have to hit up the Navy JAG Corps.
Wow.
And
Pussy can get you in so much trouble.
They
Yeah.
fought wars over this stuff.
Jesus
you know? I mean,
Christ.
but yeah, that's my story.
oh, thank you,
I
Kevin.
made it back.
Good job. I'm glad you're
Obviously,
here.
I said no.
What a stud.
Kevin might not be an expert if he had missed that ship back home.
What a stud.
And that was my first deployment. So imagine had it been like years later, maybe I would have said yes.
Okay.
Then
You're just
again,
starting out.
I'd never see my family. I wouldn't have met you guys.
Sounds
I-
awesome.
Wow, great story.
I liked the moment where everyone lost their breath in the thought of Kevin's life diverging into this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what is that going to look like? You know,
Yeah.
like, whoa.
No
I'll be
podcast.
speaking with a British accent about now.
Man,
That may be a future question. I don't know.
you could be at a bar in Spain eating tapas and drinking beer with some exotic women right now.
I have long hair.
Multi-millionaire, like smuggler. of
Yeah, and I
food.
don't know what her story
Yeah,
was.
big
So I don't know if she's
round
independently wealthy. I don't know if she's
He's trying to do a British accent.
I don't know.
She was in Spain from Britain.
From Britain. Yeah, her and her friend. Yeah.
Fun fact: if you had a British accent, I would probably hate you. Hate's a strong word.
Hey,
It is a strong
What,
word.
you got something against British people?
They're making us look bad, man.
Okay.
They're really bringing our people down.
Don't be talking all There's suppressing
I don't
it.
understand.
Who let Roger Booth
this
in this
is
podcast?
confusing.
Wow. Wow. Real
Look around the table.
real subtle.
Candy, chips,
I still don't
drinks.
get it.
I feel like we've got better teeth. We're in better shape.
I
We
can't
have
speak.
better
definitely have
food.
better
We
teeth.
My
speak.
teeth are not great.
We
That's okay.
They act like Americans are uneducated, but I think talking like yes.
Yeah.
You know Roger Huth walking around the OR.
They speak American wrong.
Right. Imagine that's
American
the
wrong.
norm around you. Can't stand it.
Well, yeah, but that's the fake British accent.
That's Cockney. That's
Yeah.
a certain. That's a real thing.
Wherever Ozzy's from, that's where,
Yeah, there you go.
you know.
All right. How about question round?
Sure. I guess so.
I'm so confused.
Is that what we're
I
gonna
don't
do?
know where we're going.
Is that what we're going to do?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
That's usually what we do.
Fun fact.
Story,
I
question
hate
round.
British people.
Let me guide
Mike
you.
hates British
All right.
people.
Yeah.
Mike hates
This-
British people.
I
that's
had
weird.
no idea.
I don't like want to commit hate crimes on them. They just to listen.
They rub you the wrong
Have
way.
you listened to British humor?
Yeah, Benny Hill. You
Yes.
guys.
I think
Oh,
that
you
shit's
guys.
funny.
Oh, that's
Kevin, one of my
that's
Sounds
kind of
different.
different.
peers
Yeah.
will remember it, but these guys probably have no idea who Benny Hill
Benny
was.
We're
Hill.
not picking
was funny,
outliers
but-
here. We're not
Yeah.
picking cream of the crop. Have you actually listened to like?
BBC shows or whatever.
Dude, it's absolutely
Oh,
terrible. It's
Ray!
not funny. There's nothing. It's not comedic at all.
Wow, I think we found Mike's
Yeah,
Achilles
we
heel.
did.
This
here.
is Mike's
How did I
yes.
not know this?
Yeah.
You ever
know
seen
now.
like?
All right, Mike, let it go.
You ever seen like a black actor on TV and then he starts talking British and you're like,
That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
right? Yeah,
This is really
I didn't see that one coming.
Okay, let's move on to the question round.
Thank you, Roger. All
It's
right.
hot. It's really hot. in this
That's
suit, Bryce.
getting a little warm.
it is
huh?
hot in
I don't know how you do it.
That's
I don't
funny.
either. All right, the Who question is going to go to Ricky this week. He had the Who question. Of
did.
course, I asked our special guest, Justin Red Dog McKnight, the Who question. And that question this week is, who has won the most Monaco Grand Prix? I bet he can't even name one Formula One driver outside of Lewis Hamilton or Max Verstappen.
Damn you. It's only two I had.
Those were the two we knew.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all I knew. I'm gonna go with
Those would be good guesses
They
as
would be
well.
great
They
guesses.
would be good
Yeah.
guesses, as a matter
I'm
of
gonna
fact. yeah.
I'm gonna go
Both
with
fantastic drivers.
I'm gonna go with Max Verstappen. Actually, I think he might have just recently surpassed that.
Well, we're going to check with our
Mark.
expert,
Incorrect as usual, Justin.
Ricky, who has
Yeah.
won the most Monaco
Yeah.
Grand Prix.
Senna.
Ayrton Senna. I thought it might
He's
be
won the
him.
most. So not only has he won the most, but he's the only person to win them all consecutively. So he
Wow.
won.
Wow.
He's won 6, which is the most ever, and he won them back to back to back to back to back to back.
And Monaco is a very difficult racetrack.
Monaco's
It's
a tough
so
track.
narrow.
So there's one other guy. His name is Graham Hill.
Graham Hill.
And they called him Mr. Monaco.
Okay.
And his run was during the 1960s. He's won 5. They were not consecutive, but they were great. So just a couple quick fast. The fastest lap that Senna ever ran at Monaco was 1 minute, 23.3 seconds. He did that on a qualifying run in 1988, driving the McLaren MP4-8,
A monster.
which, for reference, puts anywhere between 630 to 800 horsepower.
And a car that doesn't weigh anything.
Down to the ground. Now, the fastest lap ever at Monaco was done in 1 minute and 10 seconds, so 13 and a half seconds faster, by Lewis Hamilton, driving a Mercedes W13,
That thing was unstoppable, as we
Yeah.
all know.
which
now.
puts out 1,090
Crazy.
horsepower.
Yeah.
Did you check out any of
Holy
the? Sorry to
hell.
interrupt. Did you
Yeah.
check out any of the footage of Senna in his McLaren Honda?
Yeah.
Please describe.
Monster.
Yeah.
An absolute monster. Just like
This guy is going around turns with one hand, shifting gears, and the car's wiggling all over the place. Everything's vibrating.
It
and
looks like he's
Wow.
1 second away from death at any at any second.
there's like
love it.
almost zero runoff room too. It's all
No.
walls. It's
He's
down the
drinking
streets
a
of
fucking
Monaco.
cappuccino.
So-
he's like,
McLaren did well this past week.
McLaren?
Yeah.
Yeah, they've been
Yeah,
very
yeah.
impressive this last time.
Sorry.
no, you're good.
Yeah, it
You're
was
good.
great.
I love
drinking
Formula One.
macchiatos and shit.
Senna still to this day is in the like top 5 or 6 of all time wins.
Yeah.
Everyone else in that list is retired except for the 2 people that we mentioned earlier, Hamilton and Verstappen. So he's kind of cemented in there in history.
Yeah, it's an unbelievable feat to win it, not only consecutively, but
Yeah.
that many times.
So I was reading
He's got 7.
he's got 6.
6, oh,
6
okay.
Monaco
Yeah.
wins. But he died in 1994
Yes.
during a race.
Yes.
He crashed into a wall
Yep.
on a qualifying run, I think.
Yes, it was.
What's crazy is on that same track, the day before, somebody died on the same exact turn.
Wow.
Like a lot of people, like back in the 60s and Formula One was very, very dangerous. You know, not even seatbelts and things like that. They didn't have wings or anything
Yeah.
like that. But this era, when they started having active suspension, it was hard for the drivers to adapt to. And driving around 1,000 horsepower cars, and all of a sudden it understeers and oversteers, and you can't predict as well as the other cars could. And I saw Rubens Barrichello actually, I think that weekend went off. He was coming around the last turn and just skipped over the curb and like tumbled and flipped, and everybody was already freaking out. And then that guy died. And then Senna.
It's crazy.
And people were like, well, we got to stop this sport.
And they if you think about how you drive in your car, you're very much in this sort of seating position. They're almost like laying down in their cars.
Beach chair.
They're very, totally beach chair, legs way out in front of them. So if you crash like that, you're in trouble.
Another cool.
I trade their Tuesdays for my Tuesdays.
Oh, yeah.
I might die this weekend. I don't care.
You guys are doing about the same thing. I mean,
Moving that big stick around.
Stick around. I like the old footage of like the 60s Formula One cars going around Monaco. There'd be like cars, like street cars, just
Right
parked
there,
on the side of the
parked.
road. No curbing, nothing.
Crazy.
One guy went into the bay coming off that
Sweet.
final tunnel turn. He had to climb out of his car. They lost his car. And, it was
It's
crazy.
wild, man.
You know, it's funny that you would mention that because I don't know how this happened, but I fell down some sort of YouTube rabbit hole. But I think I told you I was looking at the steering wheels of these cars.
Yeah.
That's like a $50,000 steering
Yeah.
wheel.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's got everything in the world
Everything
that you
is
can
on that
imagine.
thing, yeah.
How to trim the car. I was amazed.
Yeah, you have to have like a course in computer programming
Absolutely.
to understand it.
Yeah, I was amazed just at the steering wheel on this thing.
Yeah, they're cool.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
And they're
R.I.P.
not even
Senna.
around.
Yeah, rest in peace, Aaron Senna. I think Jeremy Clarkson said it best. He said, when like Graham Hill or Phil Hill was in the car and they were great, like they were really great.
Yeah.
Every time Senna got in the car, he was great.
Every time, yeah.
Every single time. Like one guy crashed and Senna was like in the middle of a race. He got out of his car, helped the guy out. He's also like a really good humanitarian. You can watch footage of his funeral and like the entire Brazilian country
Yeah,
is at
everybody
his
shows
funeral.
up.
He's a really cool dude.
Oh, he used to date that chick too, Susha. You guys know who that is? She was
Susha, no.
Oh yeah.
Susha?
Susha Kusha.
Not sushi.
Oh, yeah.
Hot, I bet. I bet she's
Oh,
super
smoking
hot.
hot. And she had this show that was
probably
like a
had
kid
some
show,
sushi.
and she'd have all these other hot girls on there with these like leather high boots. When I worked on the ambulance, there was only one post that had a television, and that show was on like at 5:30 in the morning. We always look forward to it.
Okay. Sounded like a story you could have had today.
I did. I just thought of it.
There
All
you
right.
go.
Well, there you go.
Off the cuff
There
ride.
you go. You
All
have
right.
one.
I'm gonna
It's in.
look it up. You guys will see a picture of her.
Oh, yeah,
okay.
do it. Look her up.
Move forward.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Roger. The next question is what? That question goes to Mike this week. Justin, your what question of the week is what state has the most Sasquatch per capita?
Oh, that's easy.
Well, lay it on me.
New York City. New York.
New York State. Okay.
The state of New York
The
City.
state of New York City.
The state of
It's
New
got
York.
its own state.
The state of New Yep.
All right. Well,
The state
let's
of New
check in
York.
with our expert, Mike. Mike, what state's got the most Sasquatch per capita? What'd you find?
I can't believe I'm going to say this, but Justin is totally wrong. Not even close.
You almost had me.
Didn't even. Dang it. The excitement in your eyes was worth it. Before we're going to jump straight to an answer, there's a lot of data here, and I want to start off defining what a Sasquatch is. It's not just a singular thing.
Are there subspecies? of
This
Sasquatch?
is something that exists. It's not even just a U.S. phenomena alone. This is global and across time. So you use terms like Sasquatch. That's Bigfoot. Is clearly what we're talking about.
Okay.
Let's finger through some of these here. It's you got Yetis kind of falling into the same.
Yeah.
So we're basically
That's your
describing
abominable snowman.
in the
Yes,
Himalayas is where they say this comes from. So anything that's a giant bipedal, humanoid, hairy type creature. Some are more ape-like, some are more human-like. But you got Yetis, you got our very own skunk apes. Those are native to Florida, and there's a great story to go along with that involves me and Bryce. So
Yeah.
you got a Yowie, which is an Australian Bigfoot, which is weird because they're on an island, so nothing's making its way over there. But you have Almas from Mongolia.
Almas?
Almas?
Almas.
Like llamas with an A in front of it.
Oh.
From Mongolia. You got the Ohio Grassman, supposedly.
Really?
Yep, you got an Ohio
I think I knew
Grassman.
him in high school. Kevin, you know that guy, don't you?
That was my
It's
uncle.
the Oklahoma grass man.
Really flying through those crop, fields out there. A Wendigo in Canada. There's a Canadian Bigfoot. And a yearnin is found in the forests of China, supposedly. So this is not just a crazy crackpot United States of America
sighting.
type thing.
One and done
In the
thing.
book, for sure.
You think there's a
Oh,
Sasquatch
absolutely.
story in
Yeah,
there?
it's
All
gotta be.
right, we'll find out.
Sasquatch has been thought to be heavily alien-based also, so it may very well be.
I've also heard like transdimensional. This guy goes in and out of.
That's why he's so hard to catch,
Yeah.
in my opinion. But before I give you the stats here, I would like to reference an experience I had. And Bryce is the only one that can back me up on this. He was not there.
I wasn't there. He showed me the evidence.
But he saw a photo. And what this was about 3 years ago. I camped very often. And I was camping out at our favorite place, Princess Place down the road. And I had set up, I was sleeping in a hammock and I set up a rain tarp over it. So just a long tarp. We're having fun. I ironically that night, I swear on my soul, was laughing, looking at the sky, and I went, I'm going to go UFO hunting tonight. I'm going to find some UFOs. And then I chuckled to myself. I go, how pissed would I be if I found Bigfoot instead? You know, here I am looking at the great beyond. And I'm like, man, I'd be so disappointed if I found Bigfoot.
He shows up when you least expect it.
Absolutely.
So me and two buddies of mine go for a walk off site, start sprinkling, and we come back to the site. And when I come back to the site, on my 5x4 foot tarp that's over my thing, there is a giant footprint on this. This is not on the ground. This is suspended in the air.
With
I
4
kid you not.
toes.
And this is where it gets crazy. It's almost 2 foot in length, and you can see the push, the pattern on it. You can see the dig into. It's not like someone just went into. You can see the bone structure, heel, the arch, everything. I didn't notice the 4-toe thing, but I'm freaking out. I had just camped recently in Maya State Park on the west coast of Florida. So I come back. I know Bryce is going to eat this up. I go to work. I'm like, dude, look at this 2 foot footprint I found on my camping tarp. Once it rained, it kind of showed up. So he gets all into it, starts looking up Florida skunk ape videos. And in those videos, they find some footprints and
4 toes.
allegedly. And he goes, oh man, skunk apes only have 4 toes. So we pull up the picture. This thing has 4 toes on my tarp.
Wow.
I mean, dude, we're freaking out.
Where's the picture?
It is on a previous phone. I still own the phone. I still have the picture.
Might have to print that out and put it up in the studio.
Yeah,
So
love to see it.
this is like a skunk ape encounter.
I'll bring it in, but Bryce can verify. This is
I did
all
see the picture.
legitimate.
That's wild.
And it didn't look like somebody's foot was wet and then stepped on it. You know what I mean? It was like he leaves an oil or something, and then the rain kind of ran off of it.
But
and
he
left
didn't
the
knock your
print.
tent
A little
down.
bit of grease.
No. So what I think.
He may have stepped on it and said, oh,
Slick
crap.
monkey.
No, so this was already in the air. What I think
Right.
is this got stepped on previously.
Before that.
when I was in Maya State Park, was one of the places this video that Bryce was watching listed, and I may have had it on the ground out there because it was just like I didn't notice it, and when it rained, you could see almost like the oily footprint. This was up in the air at the time. I don't think it happened at Princess Place. I think it
Okay.
happened previously, and it was just invisible to the naked eye until it
Until it got
rained
wet.
just the right amount.
That's crazy.
Cool stuff.
And that's a true
Very
story.
cool.
That's a very true story.
Hair in the back of my neck sticking up.
My
So-
favorite version of Bigfoot is from Harry and the Hendersons.
yeah,
You ever seen that shit? American classic TV right there.
it's a good movie. I
Why
like
are
that
we
one.
on this
yeah.
side of the
It's
table?
great.
You know,
That's great.
The old ones.
So to answer your question, the question specifically reads, what is
Oh.
the
Can you
biggest
show it to the camera?
yeah,
if that'll work.
I think so.
And what's her
Where's
name?
the camera?
There's one there.
There's one right behind you, right there.
Susha.
Susha.
I don't know if you can see.
You're not doing
Anyways.
any justice.
XUXU.
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 And that's what it looks like when Roger holds his phone up.
Actually,
That's it. Show me your phone, Roger.
That's 80. That's 80s hot.
Wow.
You know, that's
80s
its
hot.
Yeah, it's
own-
90s.
Yeah.
80s, 90s hot.
Yeah.
That's its
But,
own aesthetic. Yeah.
That was seen as squeeze.
blowout.
So she was, she's got to be smoking for a guy like that. I mean, #1 race car driver in the world.
Heck yeah. Race car drivers get really hot girlfriends.
Oh, all of them. Are you kidding?
I got a
Insane, yeah.
14-inch penis.
All right.
Thank you,
Our
Justin.
next question is...
I never answered my question.
Oh, sorry, Mike.
I'll answer the questions.
Yes, you will.
To answer the question simply, Washington State. No coincidence to them having high drug use.
Makes sense.
But per 100,000 people, 9 people per 100,000 have seen, have reported a Bigfoot sighting.
Wow.
Cool.
Number 2.
That would have been my guess for some reason. Is Washington
Yeah,
State.
it
I
kind
was
of
thinking like the Carolinas or something for some reason.
I was going North
So-
Carolina, actually.
In the rankings, it's heavily West Coast, but it gets weird. California has the second highest sightings, but per capita it's less. There's a high population,
Right.
but
Oh, okay.
California's next, and in third place comes Sunshine State of Florida, man.
Wow.
That's-
Florida man.
Wow.
Florida Sasquatch.
Yeah. It-
not
it's
surprised.
He's definitely
all
the
skunk
craziest
ape.
Sasquatch of all the Sasquatches.
I've never seen a skunk ape, but I swear I've seen a footprint. So
I feel like our Sasquatch
Nice.
is on bath salts.
Our Sasquatch is the best.
You know.
Eats people's
Nice.
faces.
how else do you travel interdimensionally?
Exactly.
How do you do it?
Sasquatch.
Swamp Squatch.
LSD.
Yeah.
Sasquatch. All right. Thank you, Mike. Good answer.
Thank you.
Good job, Mike.
Justin, up next is the where question. Roger gets this one this week. And the question is, where is the best place to catch monster tarpon? I feel like he has a good answer for this
God,
one.
you guys.
Oh, really?
I-
Because
I-
mine's terrible.
Okay.
I mean, it's the perfect answer.
I'm
Well,
gonna,
then it's perfect.
I'm gonna go with what I know, and I'm gonna go with Boca Grande, Florida.
Okay. There's a lot of tarpon being caught in
Nice.
Boca Grande Pass. We
That's where I'm gonna go.
we were there recently. And we all caught tarpon. I got one about 135 pounds. He got one about 110. Dad got one that was about 150 pounds. Freaking monster.
I think it was a monster.
Yeah, it was a blast. Those things
Are
are
they
so
good eating?
strong. No,
No, you
nobody
can't
eats
eat
tarpon.
them.
No, they're strictly a
It's
sport
like
fish.
Super
parsley,
protected.
you know.
Yeah,
What's
super
the difference between
protected.
parsley and
Kale.
never mind.
Pussy.
Yeah, no one eats parsley.
Yeah,
Nice.
for digestion.
That was a funny joke, fellas. No, you guys didn't. No reaction at all.
Nothing. Didn't impress the crew today.
No.
They're concentrating intently.
Uh huh.
Roger, what'd you come up with? Where's the
Trying to
best
get
place
this
on earth to get
so-
monster tarpon?
Boca Grande and also Robbie's Island Mirada. If you've ever gone down there and hand fed the tarpon.
Do people
Yep.
catch them though?
No, you can't catch
I
them.
mean,
but
I've seen
if you
people
could-
fish around the dock.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
not
I've
like,
seen
Yeah,
basketball-sized mouths come up. You know,
Yeah.
Some
So
big ones.
that's my answer.
we've done that, Bryce.
Does
yeah.
anybody know what the current world record tarpon caught is?
No.
Hey Siri, what's the world record tarpon caught?
I'm
We're
gonna
going to
go
do this in
200
real
plus.
time.
I'm gonna go 200 plus.
I found this on the web for what's the world record tarpon cost. Check it out.
Cost?
Cost. Here we go.
That's my, see, it's my Oklahoma accent.
She never gets anything right. Leave it to a woman.
Ouch.
I'm happy I know his Siri is on now, though.
Bryce,
What?
Bryce, didn't we do that before? Feed them.
I'll ask
those
questions.
monster
Didn't we do it before? Yeah,
We've done it.
done it.
Everybody, yeah.
I'd like
You
to
gone
ask
to the
myself a
Keys, I'm
question.
sure you've fed tarpon somehow, somewhere.
There's this show, River
Shit, I don't have my
Monsters.
glasses.
I love River
You're
Monsters.
familiar with River
Yeah.
Monsters?
I love that show.
That-
He went tarpon fishing.
I'm sure he
in,
did.
I think I want to say it was Costa Rica or something like that. And I think at one point the tarpon caught in Costa Rica was the largest.
Wow.
Yeah,
at
Co-
one point they did catch the world record in Boca Grande Pass when it was 202 pounds. I want to say.
Yeah,
but I
202,
think that's
that's
been
what I thought.
broken since
Yeah.
then.
Wow. I know you haven't seen it because that guy's British, so you'd never watch it.
Yeah,
I would turn it
Mike
off.
would hate this
Yeah.
guy.
I
He's
would
like,
change the channel.
Yeah, but he's actually pretty talented.
But so Costa Rica was on the list.
Does he seem like he has an
Place in
education?
Florida was number one.
Yeah.
Then I
the
could
little
tolerate
island off of Cuba
Oh,
that
okay.
was listed, and somewhere Belize, I think.
okay.
It's all the migration routes.
Yeah, they seem to be like a tropical.
Nice.
So it's
One
just a
sport
sport fish.
Yeah,
You just catch it and release
it's a
it.
big silver fish. It's
I've
actually
seen,
in. Yeah,
I've
okay.
seen them on like walls and stuff like that, but I didn't
Yeah.
know if they.
They're just fun to catch. I mean, they're strong. They
Yeah, they are.
jump.
Yeah.
They're hard to catch because
those
they got
big-
like a leather
yeah.
type mouth that you really got to get the hook in there. But yeah, they're fun fish. All right. Brad's question was the when question, but he's not here because he's dead. And it's kind of ironic. His question was, when will humans become extinct? Justin, when will humans become extinct?
I think that humans will become extinct as soon as my fart ability becomes something that I can control more and develop, and then they will become extinct with my fart.
You're planning on eradicating the human species with your flatulence.
Where does
is
he
what you're
live?
telling us?
That is correct.
He's in North Carolina.
Okay, so we have some time.
We got a little time
You have a
because
little bit of
we now
time.
know what the speed of smell is thanks to
Right.
Roger motherfucker Jones. So,
Right. So
yeah.
you have a little
Wow.
bit of time.
Well,
Okay,
Do you guys remember the speed?
it's
No. 1 centimeter per
0
1.5 centimeters per hour.
or something.
Yeah.
Point.
so it'd take a while.
depending
You
on the
guys got
smell,
time.
in my opinion.
Yeah,
as,
you said
as
that
we
the
mentioned last
intensity
week.
of the smell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should have tested it.
It's like a dirty bomb.
I was, I wanted to bring like some fart spray and a stopwatch and, surprise it.
That would have been
Yeah.
fantastic.
We can test it right now if you want.
No.
Yeah. All right. Do you guys want to tackle that question?
one
What
built up.
anybody? When will humans become
It's got to be at
extinct?
least 2 more weeks.
I'm still going to
because
let
we got-
Brad answer this one when he
Right.
comes back.
Yeah.
So,
I would think.
yeah.
And we got 2 more episodes.
So at least 2 weeks.
At least 2 weeks.
We got that far, that long. That's good.
Yeah.
I don't think we ever will.
Okay.
I don't know if we will either.
I mean,
It's
not in
really
your
good-
lifetime,
good
but
point, Roger.
over a
Yeah.
span of eventually. Yeah.
Humans seem to be pretty adaptable to their.
Absolutely.
I feel like we'll
And
just
also-
I feel like we'll take off and go to like Mars or something, or
That's
or
what I'm saying.
the moon,
We
chill
will
We'll
for a
fuck
little
that
bit.
planet up
No,
before
we're,
we kill
no,
it.
no, no. We're smart
Yes,
enough
right.
to
Sounds
figure
like
it
a well.
out.
Sounds like a
Yeah.
well thought out answer.
Yeah.
We're
Mike.
also
Absolutely.
very cancerous to our planet. I mean, we blast
Okay.
through resources like there's no tomorrow.
But the thing is, like, the planet will be fine.
Exactly.
We
Right.
won't
But the
be.
question
Yes.
isn't
Yes.
how
Yeah.
long will the planet last.
Yeah.
It's when does humans become extinct?
I feel like there's a way better chance that
So-
we're all going to kill each other before anything.
All right.
You
Or
know.
poison ourselves to death.
Yeah.
Good point.
Nuclear
Yeah.
war.
I'm just speaking
or-
to we're not smart. It's not like
No.
we got money in the bank.
Well,
for a
I don't
rainy
know
day.
if smarts really has any relation to survivability. If you look at like lobsters, they've been around hundreds of millions of years, and they're
Good
idiots.
point.
Are lobsters
Yeah.
stupid?
They're stupid.
They're stupid.
Horseshoe crab.
As far as I know,
That's right.
Yeah, horseshoe crab.
horseshoe
what
crab.
the hell is that?
It's
do?
like the little trilobite things
yeah.
you learn about.
No, it's the it's
Yeah, but that's what they
Yeah, but
call
that
it.
would
Like,
evolve
yeah,
from.
yeah.
yeah.
I think-
Awesome.
I'd love to get an expert's opinion on this.
I can't
next
wait till
week.
what Brad comes
Yeah.
up with.
Elon Musk thinks that the aging population is going to be the biggest problem. I don't know if you guys have.
Yeah.
Well,
and there's not
in-
enough people
Yeah,
to regenerate
exactly.
the
In,
population.
in some parts of the world, that's already
Yeah.
happening.
Yeah,
Specifically,
that's what-
like Japan and China.
Yes.
China's
Did
one
we already
pol-
talk about this on another?
We
Oh,
probably
okay.
talked about it at work. But,
Probably at work, yeah.
but China's one child policy fucked them really
Yes.
hard.
Yeah, because they killed all the
Yeah.
girls.
Well, yeah, basically.
And you need women to.
With that, now there's just a whole bunch of old people to take care of.
Yeah, and it's a big drain on society.
When I was on the orangutan trip I went to, the orangutan guy said that the major problem with like species surviving is the death of the women because you need them
To reproduce, yeah.
I mean, men. I mean,
Same
you
with
can just
animals.
kill them
Yeah.
off. It's no problem.
Let's not make their heads any bigger. Okay?
All right.
I already think they're the most
So this show
important
hates
already got
women
the
and it
inches
hates
figured
British
out.
people.
Yes.
Is what we found out.
So China is
We're
actually
sexist and racist somehow.
rated the loneliest place
China.
on Earth as far as being able to find like a partner and a spouse, just because
Oh, yeah.
the 50-50 ratio is not there anymore. So there's mathematically you probably will not find somebody to love
Right.
there because
That is
there's
so
just not
sad.
somebody for everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, simple math.
And you would have
Wow.
to
Makes
assume
it
that
cry.
the women who are choosing men are probably choosing men who are of
Yep.
high socioeconomic
Yes.
status.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Lots of the
So where's the planet of women? That's where we need to go.
the
Planet of Women.
But they won't
As
even
long
like
as Renee
us.
can come with me.
the
It is your anniversary.
Keep
is.
an eye on you.
the sale of sex dolls in China though is a booming business
through the roof. It's gotta be.
in response to the no one to love. So if you're looking to make some extra cash,
Do sell sex
Invest.
dolls?
sex dolls in China.
Invest.
Sex dolls in China.
Yeah.
There's this
Okay.
funny argument that like women don't really like once women figure out how to repopulate without men that we're going to be useless, and it's like, but it's the same way. Wait until I can fuck a robot and let's see how long you guys stick around in the
This
fucking
thing
equation,
listens to what I
okay?
say.
Yeah, it doesn't give me any
Anytime,
shit.
anywhere.
Yeah, doesn't ask me to take the fucking garbage out, even though you've never done it one time. Like Jesus Christ,
Doesn't care that the apartment is a trash
Yeah.
heap. It's fine. It
see
just
how
lives
long
in the
you
closet.
last. Bring him on.
Okay, I guess that's going to bring us to our final question.
And nothing to clean up either.
There you go.
The robot. You know?
Our final question goes to Kevin. It's a how question. Justin, how do you skin a cat? Apparently, there's several ways.
There are several ways to skin a cat.
Give me one.
There are. I prefer to use the lateral method.
Lateral method from the side.
So,
Okay,
Yeah. So I lay the cat laterally,
on his side.
That's the
On
one
its
medical
side.
term he knows.
almost like a fish, kind of like a fish.
Okay.
And then I just start kind of behind its
Ears.
little ears right here. Yeah, the little ears, and I pinch as hard as I can, and then I just pull back, and I just skin the cat.
And just work your way down to the tail.
Mm-hmm. with my nails.
With your nails.
Just
It sounded like he
yeah,
just
no knife.
did it from the ear pinch. And just
Yeah,
And
yeah,
peeled.
like
a pinch and
ninja.
peel.
Yeah,
Is he like checking the diversity box in our show?
I'll ask the questions. Yes, Ricky, he is checking that.
I was just
That's the
trying to-
always
I
one.
was
Justin
asking.
is the special guest.
Okay.
Tell me about this puzzle, man. What are we doing here?
I
You're
have
just shuffling pieces around. You're gonna put this thing together. You're done.
I have an idea for Double or Nothing on the last episode for him.
Okay.
That
Should
that
we just
might give
discuss
him a
later?
chance.
Okay.
Might give him a chance.
Pointer. Would you like to give him the pointer now?
Oh, not a pointer. I want to change the challenge because he's about 998 pieces short of finishing that puzzle. I'm really wondering if he can even get the border done.
I don't know. I mean, I've noticed, like, I think it was last week he had all the colors
What's-
kind of
yeah.
organized, and
Can I-
now it's just chaos.
Can I see that whole border? Can you pull that back a little bit more towards you?
yeah. Here, hold on.
Oh, he's going to
He's
spill
about
it.
to
'Cause-
dump
'cause
this
I don't
whole
really wanna
thing.
It's going.
That'd be
This,
great.
this is going to make it so much. I see what you're doing, Mike. This is a great
Hold on.
strategy.
Keep going.
Oh,
Keep
yeah,
going.
you
Oh,
Now more
It's-
to your left,
Wow.
the other way. There. That's
Holy
nice.
crap.
Oh, he's
Wow.
turned it around. That's what's happened.
Yeah.
That's a huge
I was
puzzle.
backwards. I was doing it backwards.
That's
turned it around. What do you mean?
before it was
That's all
rotated
over.
180 degrees.
I say
Look,
Double or Nothing. Can he even
I was
finish the border?
backwards.
I'm almost like, let's just let him work on it whenever he wants to at this point, and he's still not going to finish it.
See, I'm
There's
trying
no
to
way he
get in
does
the
the
border a little bit.
No,
I say
No,
we
I
double
think-
the punishment.
I think he'll get the border.
he's got like 6 or 7 pieces.
I think it'll be
I
a
might
photo
get to
finish.
the border.
1
I
hour.
might get the border. I got stuff going in there.
Okay, you better get to it.
I say we make the punishment twice as bad.
Just
at
it'd
the
be
exchange
he's not
of.
going to finish it. It'd be difficult to try to listen to this show, try to talk, and put together a puzzle.
I don't think he can do the border.
All right, Kevin, how do you
sir.
skin a cat?
Well, Justin's actually kind of on the right track at some point.
Okay,
Back in medieval times, they would actually kill cats and skin them.
Do you guys know I lost my cat last week, right?
this is the weirdest thing.
he waited a week.
I did not. Yeah, it's been
Sorry,
7
Roger.
days.
Yeah, get the fuck over
All
it.
right.
I'm sorry,
I
Roger.
love you,
Smokey.
We're trying to be levity.
This like
towards it.
I write these questions like way in advance, and you guys just kind of rotate the who does what, and this is just how it came to be.
This
Like,
is, I mean, you almost got the question.
At least
this
he
was,
yeah.
this was
I-
way
I-
pre before Roger had put his cat down. That I came
Well,
up with this
I
question.
was just trying to be funny more than I care about the
it
cat.
worked.
Really, I mean, I do care about the cat.
It
but,
worked.
Yeah.
Well, I
Kevin's
mean,
going to give us the expert answer.
So, back in the medieval times, they would use this for actually fur, and fur them and rabbits. And
Yep.
so, when I was looking through this, there's also an exercise about skinning the cat, which I guess it gets a name from the way that you flip over on this bar, makes it seem like you're kind of tumbling like a cat.
okay.
I guess that's how it came out. Again, going back to that, their fur was actually traded for different things. It was preferred over wild cats. It was if domestic cats were preferred because they
were cleaner, maybe?
cleaner. Yeah, had to be less oily. And then there's the whole how many ways are there to skin a cat,
Yeah.
which came up in the 1800s for some reason.
Somebody wanted to find the best way.
Well, the whole saying is all about trying to keep a positive thought.
There's many ways to solve a problem.
Absolutely. That's kind of where that expression comes from.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. So,
it.
what method did you prefer?
I preferred the gymnastics method.
The
myself.
over the bar?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Looks a little bit more complicated, but it's a lot less messy,
A lot more skill involved.
I would think.
So weird how it's still a saying though.
Yeah. How saying stick over
like,
so long.
I learned
period of
where
time.
"Saved by the Bell" comes from last night.
Okay.
You know where that comes from?
Yes, I do, actually.
Okay. So
And also Dead Ringer.
Yes.
yeah,
If you live in St. Augustine
right.
and you've done the
Yeah,
ghost
yeah.
Ring
tours,
around the rosy.
yeah. So they used to tie ropes or strings attached to little bells, and people who were buried
in the
in
coffins.
coffins, in case they weren't actually
Oh,
dead,
okay.
the bell would go off. Somebody would dig them up.
That's a
Saved
dead
by the
ringer.
Bell.
Saved by the Bell.
Yeah.
Yeah, but see, I'm calling bullshit because
so?
if I've seen dead people and you know they're dead.
Yeah.
this is, but like
well-
400 years ago?
Yeah.
yeah, no, but even then,
Okay.
I
Yeah.
think.
Or zombies are real and vampires and stuff, werewolves.
Right.
Yeah.
I wonder, like, if a werewolf is like a demonic Sasquatch.
I don't know. So people thought that there were zombies in that day and age too. When Saved by the Bell was sort of being
Yeah.
yeah. because they believed that people's bodies couldn't start to decay until their soul had left their body. So they'd bury people, but their soul has not yet left their body, so the body would remain and linger.
Whoa.
Yeah, isn't that wild?
That is
trippy.
wild. But that's also the graveyard shift. So there would have to be a guy who looked at all the bells,
Right.
and he worked.
Wait, did you hear that?
So dead ringer. Oh, he's saved by the bell.
Okay, the whole 9 yards.
How many night?
World War II, the machine gun belt was 9 yards. Give them the whole 9 yards.
Okay. We're learning so much
Yeah.
on this
Morbid.
show.
Interesting.
The children's song, "Ring Around the Rosie." It's
Right.
about the plague.
Black
Yeah.
people. Yeah,
That's
the
true.
Black Plague. Yeah.
Wow.
Well,
Okay, I guess we're on to Dream Round now.
dreaming.
This week's my dream I'm going to tell you about was took place, I want to say, in Scotland, somewhere like it's like rainy and dark, and I get blindfolded I'm with this group of people. They blindfold me, and they take me on this long trail, and we come to this like cave, and it's got this huge wooden door on it. And it's got all these like Masonic symbols and everything. They take my blindfold off. We all go inside, and it's this long hallway, and there's like a stage on one side and like bleachers on the other side. There's probably 400 people or something like that. And the main people, like ushering people in, are all dressed in these like robes and strange garb and everything. And we all sit down, and these two giant beings, probably 12 feet tall or so, come in with hoods and robes on, and they got like this beak-like face, like the Skeksis.
Yeah.
Okay, so it looks like one of those things. You can't really make out their face because the hood's in the way. They start speaking this weird language I don't understand. I'm like, what the hell's going on here? And next thing, the devil comes out.
Oh, no.
And he's like 15 feet tall, but he's like the red cartoon Halloween devil. And he's coming out and he's like congratulating everybody on how they're being evil and how we have to keep going and we're going to destroy everything. And in my dream, I'm like, this guy's a fucking loser. It's like, why are people following this? You guys, like, why do you want to destroy stuff? I don't get it. So I was like, dream over at that point.
Huh.
Very bizarre
Yeah,
to me.
that's a weird one.
That's not the only time I've dreamed about the devil in my dreams, and I'll tell that one at another time, but we won't get into that.
Devil dreamer.
So, first thoughts, anything?
Powerful.
I don't know.
Scottish accent bother you just as bad as English?
No, not
Yeah,
at all.
what about the
Not
Scots?
At all. Nothing.
Okay.
Nobody else. Not another
just
group
the
of people.
Brits.
Is that why you don't like Fernando? Because he's got a fucking accent? Yeah. Piece of shit.
Is it British?
Like, I don't know about that guy over there.
Is it British?
No, I don't
No.
think so.
Oh, then no.
Colombian
what a,
accent.
What a silly question.
I've never noticed his accent.
Every other accent? Awesome.
Because you're not a racist, Roger.
Apparently, that's where I'm going with this. I'm like, come on, brother.
Any other accent sounds cultured to me.
Right. They just sound
Sounds
stupid. That's what your
there's
problem is, right?
So
It's
South African sounds very similar to British accents, actually.
Nope.
The other South African.
Sure
the other
doesn't.
South Africa.
The other.
like
South
Diane.
I'm not
towards
gonna-
South
I'm not gonna
Africans?
ask-
No, it's
I'm not going to ask Justin his dream because we all know it at this point.
Yeah.
It's the
Yeah.
same
Every
giant, vagina diving
Cooter.
dream. And
The beanstalk.
he doesn't dream anything else. Do you have any like hopes or wishes or anything like that instead of a dream?
I do.
All right, let's
I
hear
do.
that.
I have a wish. I have the ultimate wish. My
Pay
ultimate
attention, everyone.
wish
Dreams would come true.
is fish.
Oh, come on. He's
Ready
rhyming
for
again.
this? No, wait for this now. So, I want to actually be the definition of fish. So I can be multiple things. I could be fish. I could be fishing.
Mute button?
I could
Next.
be.
Can we hit the mute button?
I could be fresh. I could be fresh fish,
I checked out.
and
It's not even rhyming.
so your wish is to be the definition of fish.
Well,
You want to be
congratulations.
an
buddy.
animal that
Multiple
swims
fish.
and breathes water.
So you can be fresh fish.
I want to be fish. I want to be.
What fish would you be if you had to choose one fish?
I would be a puffer fish.
That's
Dumbest fish in the ocean.
Not
Got it.
buffing.
Yep, I would be a puffer fish.
Okay.
Okay.
Ricky, what's your
No,
dream?
my ultimate
I'm sure it's
wish
better
is to be
than
a fish.
that.
Okay. It was just weird, and there's no like real.
I
rhyme
even
or
like
reason.
tell him like think of a good dream
Yeah,
story.
Nothing, huh?
I can't even.
Nothing.
He's like, come
Brain
on,
cells
dude.
don't even fire when he's asleep.
He's too
huh?
busy concentrating on the puzzle. I think.
Okay.
Is the problem.
So in my dream, I come home after a long day's work, and I open my front door, and my wife's in the kitchen, and she's making something to eat, and her hair's down, and I can't really see like her face. She's facing away from me.
Okay.
And I'm talking to her like everything's normal, and she's like, "So how was your day?" And da da da. I'm like, "It's great." And then I'm fine. So I go, I take a piss, I change, all that stuff. I come back out into the kitchen, and I just noticed like she won't turn and face me. So I'm trying to like be like, "Come here, babe, give me a kiss." And she's like, "Oh no, like I'm prepping dinner." And I'm like, "Okay." And I'm like, "So tell me about your day." So she starts going on about her day, but she just refuses to look at me. And I'm like, "This is
Odd.
This is weird, man." Like,
Yeah.
but I try not to think too much of it. And she's like, "I'm really tired. I'm gonna go to bed early." I'm like, okay, cool. So like she cooks dinner and she leaves it for me to eat, which I eat alone. And she goes to bed. Night goes on. I finally get tired. I go to sleep, and I get in bed, and she's laying there, and it's my wife's body and head, but she has no face. It's just like a smooth,
Weird. Like Twilight Zone when he told him to lose the mouth.
right,
But no face.
right,
Weird.
yeah. So I wake her up, and I'm like petrified, and I'm like, babe, and she wakes up and she's like, what's going on? And I'm like, your face, and she's like, what about my face? And I'm like, it's and she goes, no honey, that's your face. And then I look in the mirror, and my face is just like totally smooth and flat and nothing. And then she's like, you think you're talking right now? And then I wake up.
Oh man.
And I woke up like sweaty and in a panic, and I had to look at her to like
Absolutely.
make sure that she had a fucking face.
Is this real? Is this real?
I was like, and she went, sex dream again? And I went, no face dream. Way worse. That was it.
Wow.
Yeah, it was weird.
That's good.
I didn't like it.
That is pretty good.
It wasn't fun.
That's a good horror film right there.
yeah.
That is a good
marketable.
horror movie right there.
Yeah.
Keep tabs if that comes out. It's a Ricky started that.
Yeah.
I'm scared right now. That was a lot.
Well,
It's
you've
like-
met my wife.
Don't sleep. Don't sleep tonight.
Never thought I'd be like, I wish she would have a face.
Yeah, I just wish she would have a face.
Mike, what's your dream?
Once again, it's more of a general dream I have, and it actually goes to answer a question Roger likes to ask
This
me.
is going to be good.
This is
asks
gonna be
me
good.
constantly, and so in about 2 weeks, I will be 3 years sober. I stopped.
Oh, congratulations.
I stopped drinking
3 years?
August 1st.
Wow.
Nice.
August 1st, I stopped. Never looked back. Never will.
Oh, congratulations,
stuff.
man. Good for you.
But I will tell you,
It's not easy.
although it's been almost 1,000 days since I've had a drink, and I have no desire. Wife's out of town this weekend. Roommate's out of town. I have the place to myself. It's not even like, oh man, what am I gonna do for fun? Don't need it. Don't want it. Doesn't even cross my mind.
Do we need to call your sponsor?
Except I don't have a sponsor.
Can I see your token?
I don't. No.
Self-imposed.
I
Can I
didn't.
see your token?
Come on.
Show me your
But
token.
I will tell you, at least once, maybe twice a week, there's nothing I can do to stop it. I'm in a dream, we're just normal stuff. We're going to work or doing our thing, and I'm like, oh man, I ruined it.
And you're so
I
disappointed.
had it. And then I'm like, well, I'll just keep going. But I hit this heavy disappointment.
I have that
where
with
I'm
cigarettes
like,
still.
right. And you're like, no, like I've done this great thing. It's a big deal in my life. And I'm like, oh man, it's been 2 years. And I always say the same thing. I'm like, well, this one doesn't count.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'll just do a little bit more, whatever I can get my hands on. And then I wake up and I go, oh, I didn't fuck it up, man. I'm still good.
That's the
I have the
best,
same
isn't
dream,
it?
but with
Yeah.
cigarettes. I quit smoking probably 17 years ago or something like that. I used to smoke about a pack and a half a day, just cold turkey quit.
Yeah.
I still have freaking dreams like that where I'll have a cigarette and I'm like, what am I doing?
Yep.
I did all that work.
It's still
for
there.
nothing. Oh man.
It's still in my lizard brain.
How long did it take for you to go from like you're drinking and then you quit drinking and then it's like, what do I do now? How do
Hey,
I?
Cap, hand me a beer, will you?
Yeah, bro.
No, I'm teasing.
Now we're talking.
Is there a water in there?
I'll open it up for you. I'll take you to Dog Rose right now and buy you all around. I love watching people drink. I like taking my roommate out and getting her really wasted at dinner.
Yeah.
It's so fun. I mean, I'm driving home. It's not a big deal.
Nice.
I have nothing against it. I don't think it's bad for people. I just, not for
Wasn't
me.
for you. It wasn't for me
Took the
either.
leap.
I'm working on going on. I'm gonna shoot for at least a year of no drinking,
Yeah,
and then
boy.
I'm gonna
Wow.
reassess.
Yeah.
Okay.
and go from there. I
See
think.
which was better.
Yeah, I'm not sure right now. I'm like kind of feeling like an idiot. Like, why'd I do this? Now I'm in it to where like I
saving money.
can't drink because I did all this work to not drink,
Yeah.
and I don't want to ruin it.
But what is it stopping you from doing? What fun are you not having?
Nothing really. You're right. You're
we can go to
absolutely right.
Dogros after this.
Yeah.
And go play some darts and stuff.
Totally.
It's all the same.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna win this time. You know.
Right.
As
Yeah.
the night goes
Yeah.
on, I win more games and you guys start losing.
That's right. Well, I used to get drunk and be a much better pool player. The more
There
drunk
is a sweet
I
spot.
would get.
That is scientifically
yeah.
proven. There is an actual peak moment where you're better
Inebriated than
at
sober.
bar games, but it fleets very fast.
Are you equally good at bar games as you are carnival games?
We're gonna have to test this out. I don't know. I don't want to give you a false answer.
Okay, fair enough.
But
I am.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
But I've never shot the star though. I've never won in shooting the star out of that with the machine
that's
gun
hard.
thing. Yeah. I've
Yeah,
never,
it's
I don't
tough.
think you can.
Is that like choking the dolphin?
Flug.
But to answer a
Plug.
previous question that you had asked is you have to replace it with something.
Plug.
Yeah. You can't just be like, well, I'm done doing this, so then what am I going to sit at home all day?
So now I play a lot of solitaire.
It's something.
Something.
It's like replacement therapy. So,
Yeah. I play a
whatever.
lot more guitar now. I
Yeah.
would say.
You just pick.
I'm shitty at both bar games and carnival games. That was my
Yeah. Yeah.
You,
I really wish I could finish
Roger,
this fucking puzzle.
what's your dream? You got one for us?
I don't have a dream that I remember. I know I dreamt last night. I just
All
can't
right.
remember.
Think about it. We'll get back to
All
you.
right. I'll come up. You will just want a fantasy story?
Yeah, that'll
Yeah.
work too.
I'll come
I
up with
do.
something.
Kevin, what's your dream?
I'm kind of on the same page. I didn't really dream
Barney
anything,
Bear, what's your dream?
but I do have
dream-
something to pose.
Okay.
So I used to be this big fan of the cartoon Speed Racer. Mm-hmm. I don't know if y'all have watched that. It was
Yeah.
Japanese anime back in the
I'm
day.
aware
before
of
was
it.
anime.
that was going to be my answer
Yeah.
for Ricky's question.
Well,
Actually.
there was an episode, and I still remember the characters' names. There's Trixie was the girl, and Speed
Speed
was
Racer.
the racer. They were brother and sister. Something had gone down to where he was in a very dangerous race. The whole family was stressed, and they figured Speed was going to die in this race. And I think what had happened was the girl had fallen asleep during a storm, and she had this dream where she found Speed as he's driving somewhere. He hops out of his car and he's kind of facing the opposite direction that she's running up to. And she gets up to him, asks him what's going on, and he turns around and he's got like this goblin kind of green goblin face. And this happened when I was a kid, and it traumatized me. It scared the crap out of me when I was a kid. So I guess that's really not a dream, but it's a thought about a dream. So I haven't really ever had a monster dream, though. I don't remember
No monsters in your dream?
being
Like
chased
real
by
nightmares?
monsters. Oh, no, I've had nightmares, but they're more,
Reality-based.
God damn, when you wake up, you're mad and glad at the same time that that didn't really happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just, this kind of popped in my head. I don't know why. It's not really my dream, but I remember it, and I remember how, as a kid, I was like really scared to even continue watching the show.
Because of that dream. That's funny.
Yeah.
Damn.
Man.
I'd like to have a name like Speed.
Speed.
That'd be cool, wouldn't it?
I'll start
Roger
calling-
Speed,
His
motherfucker
brother was
Jones.
Racer X.
I'll start calling you Speed.
His brother was Racer X.
Racer X.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
There's a
Long lost brother.
Yeah, there's a generation gap.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Why do they always have to do that?
Because Speed Racer?
Yeah.
Do you
You don't think I know what Speed Racer is?
Do you know who
What?
Speed Racer is?
Yeah, I know what
Yeah,
Speed Racer is.
They did come up with a live action movie.
They did.
Of Speed Racer.
Yeah.
It
It was
wasn't
pretty
very
I've
good.
watched the
It
Speed
was
Racer
okay.
cartoons.
Yeah, it was all right.
Really?
Live
I just
action-
feel like
what-
that's the go-to with a lot of things. You're just like, that generation doesn't get it.
That's okay.
No, I
Dude,
think that
I totally get
there's
it.
just a disconnect.
I think you're creating the disconnect with your comments.
Here we go.
I feel like we
I
can,
think
It's
that's a
on.
really naughty thing to do.
Eating
But
up.
Did you just hate yourself just then?
a little bit.
I feel like that's something that
I had to
comes
lighten
a
it
lot.
up.
Yeah.
The generational gap. I mean, if you look at the spread of ages in this room, it's like
That there is or is not.
there is.
Oh, yes,
there
I
is,
agree.
and I think the problem comes in when, and it works both ways. Is one generation starts discounting the other. You know, the younger generation looks at the older generation and goes, "You're old. You're over the hill.
How are they
Life
not
isn't
getting
like
this?
that
Yeah.
anymore. You don't understand.
Right.
This is
How
different
could you
now."
not like my music? I
and,
don't get it.
And the older generation looks at the younger generation and says, you know, you're still wet behind the ears. You don't have any experience. And I think that when we start discounting each other in that way. It makes it very easy to make blanket statements.
Yeah.
You know, which is
Like
pretty
I hate
fucked
the
up.
British.
But,
Wow, that
Yeah.
was heavy.
Yeah.
I do,
Anyway,
I do
wow,
feel
wow.
that to go on that, I do feel sometimes that there is a language barrier
Yeah.
between somebody that's my age and a couple years younger that,
Mm-hmm.
you know, you could talk about something. I'd be like, I have no idea.
Yeah, that's the.
Like you're not wrong.
right. I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
Example. No.
I have an example.
know.
I just
I also feel out of place for my generation because Sydney and me are less than a year apart.
Right.
And like, I hate being grouped with people because you'd look at the two of us and she'd be like,
she's got
fuck
no
me, my
maturity.
brother," all
Yeah.
day. And it's like that. Then you'd be like, oh, you're you guys. And I'm like, not you guys. I'm not like that at all. I'm here busting tail, working hard, doing what it takes to make things happen.
I think feeling out of place is exactly where I am.
Yeah.
On some things.
Yeah.
Oh, like the dream that Brad had that turned into the dream. I have no idea where all that was coming from. I mean, but then you guys are like, well, no, it's been out there forever. And I'm like, well, I guess it could be.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's
What was the
just
dream?
walking a different
His-
that it turned into a drug kind of thing.
Yeah, his like DMT sort of.
Yeah, no, that was
Like
over my
transitioned
head.
into
Yeah.
a living dream or
Yeah.
waking
Yeah.
dream, I guess, or something. All right.
It's okay. I still like you, even though you're old. Don't worry.
Okay, so my dream is
We're all
that,
friends still.
that we all love each other and there is no generation gap ever.
There you go.
And British people are pretty
World
cool.
peace.
yeah.
There's a lot
Kill
of-
all the British people.
And
Got
all,
it.
and all our pets will live forever,
Amen to that. All right.
Especially
Absolutely.
the cats.
especially Smokey. the
That's
cat.
episode 4, everybody.
Forever in your heart.
And they
episode
skin the shit out of her.
No, Smokey, no.
I've always wondered,
You're going to have dreams about Smokey. Next week, I want to hear your torture dream about Smokey. I'm sure it's about to happen.
Have you ever seen someone skin a rabbit where they throw it between their legs?
Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have.
I wonder if you can do that with a
Yeah.
cat.
do you think Japanese cats like are the same as American cats?
I don't know.
Like they're just like meow.
Siamese.
but with an
Their
accent.
eyes
Yeah,
are probably
like, it's 'cause
sideways.
there's got to be like a cultural difference in there.
Yeah.
Like their meows a
Well,
little
their
different.
eyes
Like
are
meow.
Right, right. And now I want to bridge that to like British cats.
Meow.
Do you think? Right.
I like to
British
picture.
cats just aren't as smart.
Yeah.
Like my cat's clearly American. I can tell.
I don't think there's a lot of cats in Asia. Just saying.
That's another racist comment, I'm
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. Why would you?
What's up with that, man?
Discount a whole group of people like
Dude,
that?
not cool,
That's-
man.
I'm just saying cats in general are probably not in Asia.
Okay.
I know that they eat cats, or in some parts of the world they eat cats.
Yeah,
dog.
they're
Hey, cats
considered
and
like a
dogs,
delicacy. Yeah, cats and dogs are a delicacy.
I don't know about a delicacy. It's
Say
just
the meat's good.
it's what they
say the
have.
meat's
That's what
good.
they eat.
yeah.
They do the best they can with what they got.
Say the meat's
When you
good.
don't have a market, here, kitty, kitty, kitty.
What do you got? Bat, cat, dog? I'll go with the cat.
That's how COVID happened.
All right.
I wish I could finish this puzzle.
Special thanks to all the experts, to our special guest, to producer Fernando
Extra
and
special
crewman
guest.
Seb. Thank you all very, very much for episode 4 is in the books, and we look forward. Hopefully, Brad will come back to life, and Roger will give us a little story on that book he's about to read.
There you go.
Dream Nightmare
I'm
Cats.
never going to finish this fucking puzzle.
All right, everybody.
We know.
We're out.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Later, man.
Later, bro.
I think we doubled down on him with the puzzle. I don't think he can finish that order. Right. So yeah, let's give him something that he actually has a chance at.
Like a smaller
That was
puzzle
up
or
to him.
something.
Like Roger asked him, you look like a 50-piece puzzle guy. He could have picked any size puzzle he wanted, but you know.